Michael Moore's book talks about it quite a bit. Used as an immunostimulant, historically used for colds. It's also antifungal, so athlete's foot and other fungal issues. So it can be made into an extract as well as a salve or infused oil, sometimes a spray. And as a tea, it's really not so much of a daily kind of tonic or just a cup to enjoy. It's more medicinal. Some baby cedars. Lots of bleeding heart, lots of sword fern, lots of trailing blackberry. Alder. Spencer red elderberry. Earlier in the spring, I could see all the trilliums, and now they're not flowering anymore, and they kind of blend in, and now all the other plants have sort of crowded over them, but see them again next spring. I counted about 200 in here when they were starting to emerge. It's kind of a steep slope through here. There's also numerous mushrooms in here, including the medicinal turkey tail. It's more Siberian miner's lettuce. What I'm hoping to find is its lookalike that's not edible, the Enchanter's Nightshade. I love the name of it, but you don't want to eat it. You can see the forest succession in here is transitioning from the alder into the western red cedar and western hemlock. Here's a little medicine lichen. Lichen, of course, is a symbiotic relationship between a fungus and an algae. And this one came down a little while ago, so it's a little dried out. I may not be able to show you how to ID it, but this is an Usnea. Usnea is a genus, and there's multiple species of Usnea, but they can be used medicinally. And this is a great one for wilderness first aid because it helps with infection topically and internally. So this can be turned into a poultice. It can help with bleeding and wounds to like help disinfect, also to, just be able to soak up blood. But internally, and it would really have to be turned into an extract. It's not very water soluble, though it helps a little bit. Is to be turned into an extract and have in your first aid kit for infections, even like staph infection, especially when combined with Oregon grape. But how to ID it? See, it's attached in one place. Oops, this has been down for a while. It's attached in one place, and it has a stretchy central white cord. So if you separate out, you can see that it looks like a white rubber band, and it's still stretchy on this one. When they dry out, they get brittle. But if it doesn't have that, it's not Usnea. And who knows what it would be good for, if anything. So for us, that is, of course, they're doing their job being what they are as lichens. And it happened to show us exactly where the Enchanter's Nightshade is. So here's the Enchanter's Nightshade. Kind of like crisscrosses like mint does, leaves that are opposite. Right there's a pear crisscrosses. It has teeth. The Siberian miner's lettuce does not have teeth. It will get little white flowers too, but the flowers will not have that little, here's some Siberian, they often grow right next to each other. If I've noticed, many lookalikes do. Here's that 5-petal with the pink and the little indentations for the Siberian miner's lettuce. This will just have white flowers. So they might grow side by side, but you see here are the leaves of the Siberian miner's lettuce. Smooth, parallel veins. They can both get, this will get much larger, so size-wise, don't just base it on size. But it's not going to have the crisscross. It's going to have the pairing. And but they do love the same conditions. So Siberian Miner's lettuce edible, Enchanter's Nightshade is not. And I'm going to go a little further to find Devil's Club. There are alarm calls of these birds not too far from me that I do not believe I've set off because I wasn't close enough. So something's going on that's creating those alarms. Sort of walking through a little group of foam flower. That's who's blooming right here, which is a saxifrage. It's not one that I believe is edible. And I don't know of medicinal uses of it. I'm just pointing it out because it was there. Lots of huge, beautiful sojourns through here. We're getting to older parts of the forest. Here's some Enchanter's Nightshade that's much larger. You can see the size of those leaves compared to the earlier one. Oh, the owl just went by. I don't know if you can see it. Yep, there's a barred owl up in a tree ahead of us. It's up in a western hemlock and it's looking right at us. Hi, beautiful. I've seen that barred owl. I think it's this one of the same members of the pair that I've seen before. And they could have a nest not too far away because I hear them calling to each other and it is that time of year. There's two of them over there. They're sitting next to each other. I don't know if you can see it. One's looking over here, the other one's not. Oh, they both just turned around. Right now I'm going to pretend that I'm doing something else and just pretend to eat so it looks like I'm not interested.